everyone. It is so wonderful to be here with you. You know, bombarding us from all sides is one report after the other about the pandemic that is sweeping the globe. But in the next hour and in days to come, let's turn from the chaos in the world to the love that is in our hearts. Tucked behind the face masks, isolation, frustration, anxiety, anger, and fear is love. The oldest, most treasured, shared human experience, and we can step into that experience together. Iyanla, Vanzant, and I are here to help you see the love, to trust it, and as best you can, love from a distance. This conversation comes to you weekly with the kind of raw truth and still waters depth that you have come to associate with Iyanla Vanzant. And it's my passion for inner fitness that is my honor to be by her side, helping you connect with the love in yourself, in your life, and in these times. I'm Tina Lifford, and I welcome you to Love from a Distance. So, today's love focuses on the power of music and how Grammy award-winning soul artist Anthony Hamilton has used music to heal himself and many of us over the years. But before we get started, I just want to do a few housekeeping items, okay? First and foremost, we want to make sure that this feels like a comfortable, safe space. So please be considerate of each other's feelings as we post comments in the live chat and post questions during the Q&A session. During the interview with today's special guest, I will keep an eye on the chat room and just might introduce your thoughts into the conversation. So feel free to send your thoughts or questions to the chat room. At the end of the conversation, we'll field a few questions from the audience. We will only be answering questions that are posted using the Q&A function of this experience. So you should be able to find the Q&A tab in the menu at the bottom of your screen. Most importantly, relax. Enjoy our time together in this virtual space. If technical issues arise, we're just gonna keep on rolling and hope that you will roll right along with us. This is our time to be together in the experience of love and loving in a way that hasn't quite been done before. And I am excited to be here with you. And without any further ado, I get to introduce Iyanla Vanzant, my friend, a woman that I have admired for years, a woman of deep contemplation and lots of wisdom. Hey, Iyanla.
How are you?
So very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to be here. Glad to have this Sunday time to love on you. How you doing from a distance? Because I love you from a distance. How you doing?
Yeah. You know, I'm one of these people who is always interested in seeing how that's on my plate can be turned into some sort of game or fun, you know? The fact that we are quarantined and I literally haven't gone out of my house for the last 3 days, which is really unusual for me. But there's a bit of a game and some fun in it for me. I'm doing things that I haven't had to do before, you know, in ways I haven't done them before.
Yeah. Today I organized my spice cabinet. And why did I have 6 bottles of paprika? Probably because the cabinet wasn't open.
Yes. Were they old? Were some of those bottles 5 years old?
2 of them were brand new. I had never opened them, so I don't know why I bought them.
Yeah.
But, I can imagine.
A friend of mine called and she said that she did the same thing with regards to clothing. She found stuff in her closet that she's never worn and that she now can put in the Goodwill bag. there's a lot of opportunity in this unusual experience.
I think that what freaks people out the most, or what creates the greatest level of anxiety, is the fact that they really can't touch anybody. Like I've been reading a lot of comments from grandmothers, because as a grandma, as a great grandma, you know, we wait till the weekends when we can see our grandchildren, and now we can't see them, we can't touch them. So I think that that is, you know, you can have something and never use it, but when you can't have it, that deprivation creates a lot of anxiety for people. So I think a lot of that is going on also.
Yeah. That makes sense. And, you know, we as human beings really don't, we don't adjust well to the unknown and the unfamiliar, right? We just come kicking and
you know what's
screaming.
cracking me up? I cannot tell you over the years and over the months how many letters or emails or things I get from people complaining about their job. And now that people can't go to work.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Or you know what? My sister is in corporate America, and she works pretty doggone hard. I mean, she's in the C-suite, and she's at the executive level and works her tail off. And I've seen her work hard. But now all of that work is being done in her home.
Yes.
She is on the phone from the moment work starts until long after she would normally have been on the phone if she were actually going to a job. And that, I'm not sure that I would want that to be my future.
Well, I've also read comments where people think that people have said that people think working from home is available 24/7. And a lot of people, you know, they may be working from home, but now the children are home also, or their spouse is home. So there's the cooking. So this is like a major adjustment for us on all levels. So for me, really using this time to get into the love, whether it's self-love, or really be around those you love, or understanding love, even though we cannot touch, I think it's a powerful opportunity. And if we can just move out of the resistance to it, you know, and all of the fear. I went out the other day, and I went into the store, and you can actually feel the anxiety and the fear in the air, because I'm very sensitive to energy. But the part that I didn't understand, everybody was being really good about staying away from each other. But the part that I didn't understand is how come nobody would look at you?
Yeah, that is odd.
Somebody, they dropped their head. I said, "Oh Lord, is the thing coming in my
eyes?" Okay, so we all should take note of that oddity, and make sure that as we keep our distance, that doesn't mean that we can't connect visually.
Yeah, right? and we need to speak now more than ever.
Yes,
because that's how.
And smile, all of that.
One of the principal cornerstones of loving is acknowledgement.
Absolutely.
So even though we cannot touch, just to acknowledge somebody, you know, a nod of the head, you know, everybody thinks the other person has cooties. So, but the acknowledgement is a very powerful statement of love and statement of connection.
Absolutely.
So I just hope, you know, just say, hey, hi, you know. Oh my goodness, this man today, I thought he was going to break his neck. He dropped, the other day he dropped his head so low and so fast. I was like, oh my Lord, is it cooties coming?
Okay, well, Iyanla has just given us all an action that we can pay attention to. Make sure that when we do go out, and don't go out unless you have to go out, but when you do go out, make sure that you smile at the person that you pass and stay 6 feet away from them. Right.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I'm a Virgo, so I got into measuring. Is this 6 feet? Is this 5 feet?
Okay, well,
I have made up my mind. I am not going to have it. I'm not having it. I don't need that experience in this lifetime. And that's in my prayer, my meditation every day. I'm not going to have it. But
you know what? Iyanla, why don't you pray us in? Why don't you just give us a word and then I'll introduce our guest? That would be wonderful, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody would appreciate that.
Yeah. So I know people are just still coming in. So what I invite you to do in this moment, and what I invite you to do in this moment is to just connect with your breath. Just become aware of your inhale and your exhale, just that. Now I'll close my eyes because I go in. But just become mindful, connected to, aware of your inhale and your exhale. Yeah. And in that awareness, just connect with whoever and whatever is around you. Hear it, feel it, sense it. Yeah. And together, on 3, let's inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Long, deep inhale. Slow, complete exhale. That's how we connect. Again, long, deep inhale. Slow, complete exhale. And I lift my heart and my mind and consciousness, gathering all within the sound of my voice. As I say, precious Lord of the universe, thank you for this day, for this time, this opportunity. Thank you. And because I know you are the Alpha and the Omega, I know you've got us covered in the middle. You are the beginning and the end. So we stand between your grace and your mercy, your love and your peace. Breathing. Long, deep inhale. Slow, complete exhale. And we acknowledge that breath is our connection to you and each other. So in this right now moment, with the heart filled with gratitude, we just say thank you.
Thank you.
And we let it be.
And we let it be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is always just a wonderful way to set the tone, right?
Yeah.
Giving a moment to the divine, giving a moment to the divine that lives inside of us, setting the stage for our wonderful guest who in himself is called the narrator of love.
Yeah.
So, okay, everyone, it is time to introduce our very special guest. In fact, as you know, he's our very first guest here on Love from a Distance. The Los Angeles Times has proclaimed him a national treasure.
Yeah.
He's a Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and producer who has achieved global sales of over 50 million albums. He has 80 million views of his YouTube iconic love song, Charlene. I could go on and tell you about his being inducted into the North Carolina Hall of Fame and other amazing achievements, but why do that? We'll just talk to him directly, right? And find out so much more. So,
fixing my hair in preparation.
To meet him, right? Let's perk up, make sure everything's in place so that we can meet the one and only Anthony Hamilton. Yeah. Please welcome to Love from a Distance, Anthony.
Is he popping up?
And in this world of technology, I am sure he is on his way into the room. And while we await him, I don't know. You know, Iyanla, I was wondering what is an act of love that you recognize as an act of love today that is different from the acts of love that you associated with love, 40 years ago?
Well, first of all, I can't remember 40 years ago.
Yes, you do. All you have to do is remember that we were young, and had ideas about love. Oh, there's Anthony.
Oh, okay, they're working.
Yes, we'll come back to that. We'll put a pin in that, and if we don't get to it today, we will get to it.
Yeah. Well, we don't see him
So,
yet.
Anthony, don't run away from us. We're here. There he is.
I'll be right here. Let me know when you need me.
Hello.
Hello, let me know when you need me. I'll be standing by.
Well,
we need you right
you're
now.
on, baby. You're here.
Come on right now.
We need you now.
How are you?
I am so blessed and so happy to see you. How you doing?
I'm good. I feel real good and sitting at home.
How
What do
have
you
you
got?
been managing with the stay home and the quarantine? I know people don't think about it, but all of the artists who are home, their dates have been canceled and they can't travel and they can't tour. So how are you doing being at home?
You know what? I have my boys here, my younger 3 here with me, and my brother has his 2 daughters. So we're just making family time important and just spending quality time and doing concerts online. Like I do live. So, making the best of it.
Now, had you done a concert online prior to this quarantine?
I did a couple of years back called something staging. It was some years back, maybe about 5 years ago. I did something like that. And it wasn't exciting as IG Live.
Yes.
Yeah.
IG Live is quite an experience. And what you just did in a concert today, right? With the
Yes, I did.
World
at 5
Health
p.m.
Organization.
Yeah, we did it with Music Cares, with the Grammy affiliated Music Cares. We raised money to give to musicians and people in the music business who are not working right now, who may need the help. So
yeah. And the same thing in the television industry. People think because you're an artist or whatever, but those of us who are not working like everybody else, we are not getting paid. Unfortunately, however, we don't qualify for uninsurance.
We can't get it, can we?
Unemployment. We can't get unemployment insurance. I was calculating the other day. I said, oh, well, okay, that's not going to happen for me.
I was like, look, put it in my mama's name.
Oh, your cousin, right? Yeah.
My cousin, he just got out too. He needed a little help, so let me put it in his name.
Anthony, every day or every other day, I do a message on Facebook every day just to help people start their day. And every other day or so, I give them a song or some music to listen to, because I so believe that right now, music is a healing entity. It's a thing that joins us and unites us. Who better than you to talk about the healing power of music? So let me start here. Tell me how music has healed you. How have you used music to heal yourself?
Well, I started using music way back about 5, 6 years old, 7 maybe.
Wow.
When I was more of an introverted child. Probably don't believe it, but I felt, you get bullied and you get pushed around and you go through these different things as a child dealing with other kids. And I would go home and take the music. And there was a speaker that we had back then, it had the velvet on it or the foam. And I would just put my head, I wouldn't have it on too loud, just enough so I could hear it. And I would listen to Michael Jackson's Ben, and I would listen to Natalie Cole, and these songs that would just make me feel empowered and make me feel better than the circumstances that I had just left from. And I began to just let the music come in, and I just start singing. And then I got to a place where I felt like, you know what? I'm powerful. I'm gifted. I'm connected to what I just heard. And it allowed me to rise above my situation.
But Anthony, I listen to music too. I try to sing. I can't sing enough. Well, I can sing. I just don't sound good. Everybody can sing, but I don't sound good. Did you know that you had a gift or you had a voice? How did you discover that?
I didn't really know it until you know, people kept saying, they kept wanting me to lead these songs in these choirs, and kept wanting me to be a part of this musical things and be one of the leads. And I'm like, why? So evidently I had the gift. And then the little girls started saying, oh my God, what you saying about me? I said, man, I might have a little something right now. You talking about? So it wasn't until then, because I was really shy. So it wasn't until then I realized that, okay, maybe I do have a gift. I do have a gift. And I wrote my first song at 14.
Really?
Nobody had never taught me how to write a song. No, and it just kind of worked out.
What was it? Do you remember it?
I'm still waiting for you, waiting for you. I'm still waiting for a clue, my baby. I'm still waiting for you, waiting for you. That's my first song. I had no idea who I was.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
I have no idea who I was waiting on.
So you wrote that at 14.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a love song. So I'm really curious about your journey with love songs, because of course that's what you're known for. Talk to us about why love songs and that whole journey.
Wow. You know what? I think there were moments in the home where, you know, there was a lot of love, and then there was love got disturbed. And then when that happened, I had music to be, you know, fill in the void.
Yeah.
So it was almost like music was not just music sonically. It was just like a friend, somebody I could hold their hand, and somebody I could confide into, and almost like they understood me. So I used it in those times, and it's been important to me ever since. So
I'm hearing you say that the idea of love became an aspirational thing for you.
Yes, it has. It has been. And, you know, speaking about it, singing about it, and putting it out there is very important, because I know people are without. I know people who've had it, who've been hurt by it, and who's been empowered by it. And I want to address everybody, love from every different angle, so we have a clear understanding of how the different dynamics of love can affect us, help us, build us up, or tear us down if we're not, you know, if we're not careful of what love we let inside our space.
Okay, now you know, we got to go a little deeper on now. You know that.
Go ahead. Is my light? Is the light too bright?
That's like one of those rub your hand moments, right?
The light ain't too bright, is it? Is the lighting too bright for y'all?
No, it's fine. It's
okay,
fine.
Cool.
Let me ask you this, because right now we're talking about love from a distance.
Yeah.
Because many of us feel that our love connections have been broken. Okay?
Yeah.
So when you talk about letting love in, or when you talk about loving from a distance, how do you suggest we do that first in ourselves and then with music?
How do we love from a distance and letting love in?
Yeah.
How do we love from a distance first, right?
Yes.
To love from a distance, it takes a connection that was there, or a desired connection to propel love, you know, because love is more of an action thing. It's a form of action a lot of times. It's gestures. It's certain things that you can't do when you fall apart. So you have to find a way to transfer that energy so that person can feel your love, and so you can feel their love in return. And I think communication is key with that. Communicating, connecting to them, whether it be a letter, phone call, FaceTime, or whatever. You have to connect, and it's harder to continue to love from a distance, I think, unless you've already established love. Then then it's more work. But I've had the, challenges being in relationships and trying to love from a distance. And I wasn't that great at it for a long time. I tried. And then I think my attention span, even though it was love, I still love the person. I needed love to be tangible for me until I, matured. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's best that love is not that close to me. Let me love deeper from a distance and feel what love really is without all the words, all the gifts, all the time, all the whatever, the touch, the smell. Let me see what love really is when I'm far away from it. And, I'm still learning how to accept it and how to identify it, actually.
That's key. That's key.
Yeah.
How to identify it, because some of us have a distorted love history.
Yeah.
And then we recreate that pattern. But you said something, I want to go back just a minute, because you said it's connection. And what I'm seeing and sensing is when we didn't have to be separate, we took love for granted.
Yep.
And now that we're at a distance, we're like, oh, I want to see, I want to touch.
Yeah.
But we can still communicate.
Yeah.
And you said that love, communication is key. So we got two C's, a connection and a communication.
Yes.
How does music support us in both of those things?
Wow. Connection and communication, because love travels. Love it goes beyond the barriers. Music goes beyond the barriers. It travels. You could send somebody a song and let them know that you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could send them lyrics to a song. You can just type it, lyrics to a song, and it will bring that song to their attention, and they will feel your love through those words. And music has that way of traveling when you can't. And,
I have a love playlist. I have a love playlist. So whenever
I got one too.
Yeah, I got one. And I have a love breakup list. You know what's
on the top? Oh my God, you got a love breakup.
You know what's on the top #1 song on my love breakup list?
What was that?
Don't Love Nobody by the Spinners.
It takes a fool.
That's it. Come on.
That love don't love nobody. Woo, that's a good song.
Yeah,
it takes a fool.
So
that love don't love nobody. Woo, man.
No effort at all. I'm gonna do that one day. I'm gonna sing like that, right? Just like that.
Well, actually, Iyanla, there are people in the chat room who are saying that your voice is so soothing that they would love to hear you sing something, Iyanla.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Come on, Iyanla, come on.
No, listen. My voice is for speaking. I know what I'm good at.
Hey,
I can love you with some words, okay?
But it's music to a lot of us.
Yeah. It is. You said you had a question, Tina.
Yeah, you were talking about lyrics and the message of love that's in the lyrics. And you also, Anthony, started to talk about, sometimes discovering what you need the kind of love you need to stay away from. So I'm curious, do you have a favorite lyric out of all of your music that sticks with you where love is concerned?
Wow. Do I have a favorite lyric where love is concerned? Her Heart is a song. I broke her heart. I was married before. I broke her heart. And as you cried in my arms, you woke up my heart. Yes. And I saw again what I found in you.
You got to sing that. Don't talk that. Sing that. Come on now.
Oh. And as you cried in my arms, you woke up my heart. And I saw again what I found in you. Because her heart her heart won't let me lose her. No matter how I try, I just can't say goodbye and lose her.
Wow, yeah. I love that song, Anthony. I love that song.
Thank you. True story. Staying out late, getting drunk and cutting up. Just was running from self.
Yeah.
And running from things. Sometimes you don't realize until God put a roadblock up and you have to bounce off of it to realize, like, okay, now it's time to redirect yourself in your ways. You know?
What if that's what the corona is saying to us? I call it the corona.
Me too, the corona.
The corona. But what, you just said something so powerful. Sometimes the creator, God, whatever you want to call it, will put a roadblock in your path to redirect you. So if we're looking at an obstacle to redirect, and we're talking about love, prior to the corona, where did you see love missing in the world?
Man, just with the way we identify with each other, the way we judge each other, the way we just kind of overlook the need and the, just the way, like the prejudiceness and the hate in the world. I think we overlooked a lot of greatness, a lot of love is lost in the communication and identifying with something that didn't look like you, somebody that didn't grow up like you.
Yeah.
We had no compassion, no thought about what was important to them or what mattered to them or how we treated them or how we looked at them. I think the world was lacking a lot of love. And I think this put everything in perspective. I think God, like you said, he wants to show us, like, look, go into your room and wait for me to come in there and let you know exactly where you need to go from here. Because where we've been going was so toxic, so hateful. He made it's just not in China, it's just not in Africa, it's just not in Brazil, but the whole world is on pause right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even though it seems scary and we don't know exactly what's happening, it's for the better. You know, I think, the whole world needed a reset.
Yes, that's my word, reset.
Reset, man. Because we were going crazy.
I think we were there.
We was already there. All our leaders crazy, so we was right in the car with them.
He said it. I did not say it.
I said it. All of them crazy. They're crazy.
But you know what? I'm a student of A Course in Miracles. And A Course in Miracles says that there are only two emotions, love and fear. And what I find very interesting is that I stand on that step with you, that there was just such an absence of love.
Yeah.
People don't know what it is, or they don't know how to express it. We've become such a gumball society. We think if we have money, we can buy whatever we want. So if there are only two emotions, love and fear, I just find it so interesting that even though we weren't in love, we fell face first out in public into fear.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't have a problem talking about how afraid they are, how anxious, how much anxiety, in a way that we never heard people talk about love. If you go into corporate America and you say you gotta love, they look at you like you crazy. You go into the courthouse and say, this is not loving, they'll throw you out the door. But we can still talk about fear.
That's powerful. That's really real.
Yeah, it is. And I think that we have had a lot of examples around fear and protecting ours and seeing one another as other. Mm-hmm. And what I get curious about is, what are the actions of love? I mean, your music speaks to love in such a aspirational way, in such a way that, opens us all up. But there's a big difference between the talk of love and then the actions of love. And I'd love, Anthony, for you to share what you have learned or where you are in your own process about moving from the words into the actions, and what does an act of love and loving with, you know, your family or your mate look like?
You know what? Before, I made it sound good. I made love sound beautiful, and I made it sound like it actually was something I was capable of doing. And I had the words down pat, the feeling behind it, and you know, and I meant it, but I didn't follow up with the actions. So I found myself hurting a lot of people because I meant to make love feel as beautiful as it sounded in my songs. So a lot of times I would get, you know, you sing these songs of this, you sing of this, you sing of that, but your actions, you haven't walked that walk yet. Right. So I had to really sit down with myself and be honest. It's like, you know what? I can do better. I fell short of taking my words and walking, putting legs on them, putting arms on them, and allowing them to do exactly what I said that they would do. And you have to be bold enough to do it, be secure enough in yourself, and love yourself enough to know that I'm gonna be okay if I love somebody else. They're not gonna take anything from me. I think a lot of times men feel as though if they love past the action, past the words, and show the action, they may come off soft, or they may come off as somebody who's vulnerable to a weakness. And actually, it's a strength to be able to allow yourself to love. You get out of your own way. You allow things to come in. You take the guard down, the wall down. So
what's a way that you actively are learning to love that's different from when you were just talking the talk?
I spend more time, and I make sure I follow up my follow-up. My word is my promise to that person, and I make sure that I make good on it. I spend time. I nurture their feelings. I consider them. I put them first at times when I can. I don't make excuses to be there for them. I try to be there and just make sure that I make good on what I'm saying I'm going to do. And you have to do this. And you have to be honest with yourself. If this person you don't feel love for, you can never get past the words because you don't have the motivation behind it to make those words mean more. So a lot of times I think the words are just words, but when you have a relationship and you can identify the difference between, okay, I really love her, or I love what it feels like when I'm saying this to her and these things to her. If you don't know the difference, then you're going to damage a lot of people and you're going to damage yourself. But for the ones that you really connect to and you really have a chance to love them and they love you, I think it's important to nurture that and to not just speak it. Sometimes I don't even say a bunch of words. Now I just love on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, can I just add something to that, Tina? Because I think, Anthony, you're talking about love between people, but you can't give what you don't have.
You can't.
Many of us don't have the foundation, which is love. Yeah. You know, to even keep our word to ourselves. How many times do people say, I ain't gonna eat no more of that? And when nobody's looking, they right up in the refrigerator.
Because they love it.
I was like that in a bag of chips all day yesterday, okay?
Oh, man.
But the other thing is, I think that people think, you know, and one of the reasons that we get confused, is because we do think that love is always external, when it actually is internal. You know, simple things like honor your word to yourself, so you can honor your word to others.
Yeah.
Take good care of yourself so that you can take good care of others.
Yeah.
For us as people of color, this is how I learned about love. Simple. This is simple from a cultural perspective. And I say this all the time. In the Lakota in the Native American, my father's side is Native American. And in that
Mm-hmm.
culture, we are taught there's only one man and his name is all men.
Mm.
There's only one woman and her name is all women. There's
Yeah.
only one child and its name is all children. Be good to each other, take care of each other, hold on to each other.
Yes.
In the African side, the African American side, the way I learned that was, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yeah.
If we could just do those two things, to understand whatever I do to Anthony, I'm doing to everybody, all men. Whatever I say about Tina, I'm saying about all women.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever I do to my grandson, I'm doing to all, because we are connected. If we just master that, that means I'm not going to gossip about Tina. I'm not going to call you out your name. I'm not going to ignore a hungry child because there's only one of us.
That's powerful.
Yeah, and
personal integrity.
It goes in alignment, I think, with a question that's coming in from April, and she's asking, can you talk about humanistic love? Humanistic love, and not just focused on romantic partnership, but love as a bigger construct.
I think love is love, and the not only relationships I speak about, but just love for your own mankind, for your brother and your sister, and for people, just for the world, for the planet, for the trees, for the grass, the water, everything that's been given to us. It takes a certain amount of love to have for it, to appreciate it, and to take care of it. And I think that's where we've gone wrong. That's why the world is where it is. The food is where it is. I think that's why healthcare and everything that's missing is where it is, because there's a lack of love. And, that's very important. That's always part of the conversation as well, not just relationship.
Yeah, I actually, that's a really good point, Anthony, because you do a lot of activism, and I see your love showing up in your activism. Can you speak to that?
Well, I was adopted at 15 years old. So being adopted, it opened me up to certain things. It opened me up to the possibility of love being available for me and to me. But then it also made me feel that I let somebody down and I stopped loving them, which in turn I didn't. I just needed to be somewhere where I could be loved better so that I could in turn return the love for them and forgive them. So love for me, it's a powerful thing, and I need it. I need it in my life. It makes me feel beautiful. It makes me strong. It connects me to my family, my kids, and it allows me to love people, regardless of what religion, what background, whatever circumstances they've come through. I have a genuine love for people, and love to me is my first tool to use towards someone, and I hope I keep that.
I do too. I love people. I just
love them.
I could just go around licking on people and hugging them up.
With their little musty selves.
I know. It doesn't matter to me.
With their hands and all, I love them, man.
I love people.
Yeah.
And giving is my love language. So
me too.
Yeah, giving is my love language.
Yeah, it's mine too.
Yeah. Well, it's clear that you both love to give, that the way in which you show up in the world is full of giving. Your music, Anthony, it does what that drum does,
And your acting does the same thing.
Oh, thank you so much.
And Iyanla, your speaking does the same thing. We all beating a different drum, but it's making the same harmonious, beautiful sound. And I'm glad I'm connected.
Yeah. Well, we're incredibly thankful that you were able to spend some time with us on such an important conversation. And the idea of us being able to delve deeper into the conversation of love just truly excites me, because I think that the way in which we talk about it and the way in which we have engaged with it up until now is just the tip of the iceberg. And there's so much more to be said and experienced. We are going to have to say goodbye to you. But we hope that you will come back and join us again in this endless, depthless conversation.
I'd love to. I'd be honored.
Yeah. And Anthony, we are going to do something together, right?
Of course. You know, we talk, man. We got plans.
I know, we got plans. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. You need to sing us out, Anthony. I don't care what you sing. Just sing something.
Wow. Long ago, and also far away, I fell in love with you before the second show. Oh, and your guitar, and you sounded so sweet and clear, but you're not really here. It's just the radio. Oh, don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'll be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh, baby, I love you. I really do.
No, deep bow, deep bow.